everybody. Welcome to a special Friday edition of Superkickin with Steven and Greg. Your favorite two hosts right here, Steven A. 1181, the one or the whiz over there, the wizard, Greg. It is a fun weekend to be here in Indianapolis, Greg. We got the 500 happening. We have Pacer game sandwich in between. It's carb day today. I am done with my school job, even though I'm still wearing my school uniform. Should I just lose this, Greg, and just go shirtless for today's podcast to celebrate summer?
No, I don't know if the ladies could handle it, man. I mean,
This light might bounce off my paleness, so we better just keep the shirt on. But I am excited. It's one of the best weekends in Indianapolis. So I'll be heading to the 500, Greg. So that's why we cannot do this on Sunday. And then tomorrow we got Crown Jewel at 1. We have Double or Nothing at 8 on Sunday night. So kind of enjoy the 500 festivities at the race day and then come home, shower up, maybe take a nap and get ready for Double or Nothing. So how is your weekend looking for you, Greg? Do you do any Memorial Day? Well, no, you're not with you have family out here in Phoenix, right?
Yeah, up in Phoenix. Okay. So about 2 hours away, but I think I'm working all through the weekend. So It's going to be a quiet holiday over here at Casa Gregorio, but got to pay for those vacations somehow.
It's a busy travel weekend at the airport too, right?
It is. It's a crazy weekend. Everything I looked at for the rest of this weekend is sold out. So it's a better idea to stay home if you can.
Yeah. And then we're, of course, keeping track of the weather, Greg, because right now, 90% chance of rain on Sunday. So, yeah, that's a pretty high percentage.
Yeah.
I'm not a mathematician, but 90% now. I haven't seen the time frame. I'm hearing maybe the morning, maybe mid-afternoon. So if they can get that good window of like 11 to 3 and no rain and get the race in, Greg, I think that'd be great, but we'll see. So knock on wood, I've not been to a race day that has had. We had rain one year as we were coming in and maybe till about like 10. So they delayed it a little bit, like the pre-race festivities. They had to delay some of that, but never had to sit through a rain delay yet. So knocking on wood there. So, but we are here to talk wrestling. We have the Queen and King of the Ring. Oh, I did this backwards. I forgot to fix that. So we'll start at the tail end and then, of course, get to the main event of Chad Gable. I'm looking at him right now. Logan Paul and Cody Rhodes. We're believing it's, for Cody's title. The preview saying champion versus champion, so not any title on the line, which probably makes sense because nobody needs to be winning 2 titles right now. But let's start with this title match, Greg. We have Sami Zayn, the current champion. We have Chad Gable, the current heel on his current heel run. Looks like he was backstage with the Creed brothers recently. So we'll see if that leads to anything. And, of course, Big Bronson Reed, who's been in a few title matches, Greg, but has always come up on the losing end. So which direction, Greg, are you going with this match?
I'm going to stay with the champion. I like the dynamic as far as Sammy said it best in his promo. He's got it real personal with Chad Gable, and then he's got real business with Bronson Reed. Mm-hmm. And Bronson Reed's like, I don't care what you two are doing. I just want my title. So I like the conflicting, parts of it as far as, one could care less, and this one, it's mega personal. So those 3 elements should be real fun part of this match.
Yeah.
But in the end, I see Sammy coming out with the title.
Yeah. You know what? I'm feeling it, Greg. I'm going to call Chad Gable.
Oh.
I think I love Sammy, and it seems too early, but you've brought up a few times, Greg. Do we need the lengthier title runs right now? we had Gunther recently. We had Roman recently. I still think the main, I think Cody and Damien might still have a long, well, I don't know if Damien will, but I think Cody's going to have a long reign, a longer reign.
Sure.
And the IC title and US title, I'm okay if we do 6, 12, 6, 8 month runs or let, and kind of switch it. I think there's momentum on Gable. If you really want to make him this, just ridiculously heel, um, asshole of a heel. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I think he needs a title and rub it in Sami Zayn's face, rub it in Alpha Academy's face.
Right.
Something's working. So I'm not totally confident with it, Greg, but I think I'm going to go with Gable on this one. I mean, Sami retaining is not going to surprise me in the least bit, but I think I think Gable maybe, Sami takes out Bronson Reed and Gable steals the pin or something like that.
Sure.
Or Bronson Reed, getting Sami with the tsunami and Gable steals the pin. I just think if you really want to make Gable legit, him winning in nefarious ways or, some sort of idea like that.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
What else we got? So we do have the King and Queen of the Ring. I put all three of the names, Greg, since tonight we won't know. We won't know between Nia Jax and Bianca who's going to win. And then we won't know between Tama and Randy. So I'm just going to say, Greg, we could pick one of the three names as our King and Queen of the Ring. Let's start with Queen. I'll go first. I think it's Lyra. I've been all in on her anyway, Greg.
Mhm.
I feel like Bianca and Nia just kind of cancel each other out. And I'm gonna go all in on Queen Lyra, and maybe her and Becky mix it up for the title down the road. So, which direction will you go for the Queen of the Ring?
Um, I don't know. I think I'm going to go with Naya.
Okay.
Um, I agree with you that Lyra's getting a huge push, and uh, from what I've seen, deservedly so. Like her
Yeah.
matches in the tournament have been great, um, and surprisingly, like all the majority of the women's matches in this tournament have been really, really, really good. So I've been really impressed by them, especially last week's with Bianca and Tiffany, and then um, Io and
Shayna.
Shayna.
Yep.
All those matches have been bangers. So I expect the same thing this week. But for the same reason that you mentioned, Chad Gable, Nia being able to come out every week and brag on being the queen of the ring
Yes.
and force her way to championship matches and just be the dominant heel on the women's side. I dig it even more so than uh, Lyra at the moment, especially if Nia wins, underhandedly,
Hmm.
giving her even more clout because she had to cheat the beater.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm gonna go on the other side and say Nia wins.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, I guess we can't put it past Bianca, right? I mean, she's
Yep.
been given a lot of good stuff lately, good stuff bad in the past. I think with her getting the tag titles, that's kind of her like, you
Yeah.
know, hey, thanks for thanks for being here. So this one, and I think the men's is a little interesting because like if you have Randy beat Tama tonight, then obviously Gunther's winning. We're not getting King Orton, but between Tama and Gunther, I think it's a toss up. I called it last week, Greg. I got to stick with it. I think it's going to be Tama. I think to give legitimacy to the Bloodline 2.0, you can have Solo speaking up for him, and that type of stuff. And
Mhm.
until we get Roman back on TV, you might have the Bloodline using the King of the Ring as their kind of ticket to get into wherever they need. So, which would be very interesting because then that would be Gunther's like second loss in about 3 months, and here he hadn't lost at all. So, um, that's where it's interesting. Like, do you just pull the trigger on Orton and just give Gunther a good King of the Ring? I mean, he almost feels too easy to say. Um, So once and once again, not going to surprise me if Gunther ended up winning it, Greg, and then maybe we get Gunther and Damian Priest or Gunther and Drew at maybe Money in the Bank, because obviously Clash at the Castle, we're getting Damian and Drew McIntyre. So, which
Right.
direction do you think you're going to go?
I think I'm gonna stay with my prediction too and say Gunther.
Yep.
Um, I love what they're doing with Tama and putting him at the top. Um, at the same time, I don't see what that would look like as far as he's not a person who's says anything,
Yeah.
can put himself over, and they'd be just completely reliant on Solo and the Bloodline, who aren't big talkers either,
Mhm.
to do something with their new title.
Unless they make Paul Heyman speak up for it, now that
True,
they've got the power.
that is true.
So,
Um, and I can't see Tama coming out wearing the King of the Ring crown every week.
yeah.
That doesn't look fitting for this particular group.
I feel like we're
Um,
just going to get it once and then that's it. I don't think we'll get the all out like Xavier Woods and Zelina.
right. So if Gunther gets through on the Raw side, like we figure,
Yeah.
um, if he loses by shenanigan to the Bloodline, then that puts him indirectly into the Bloodline story. That gives him a
Yeah.
reason to
Yeah.
enter the Bloodline story.
Yeah.
So unless that's what they have in mind, I think that Gunther should be the favorite to win.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure he's. Yeah. Like I said, it's not going to surprise me. I think I'm just pulling out some wild cards just because why not tonight? So or why not?
Sure.
Um, you already know who I'm going for, Greg. It's all Liv. We got the
I didn't know if
momentum.
you were going to make it official.
I
So
think we got to. I think you got to pull the trigger, and I'm probably calling for too many championship titles to change already with my predictions, Greg. But this is the one I think to give legitimacy to Liv Morgan. She's got to beat Becky, and then you're off and running when Rhea is ready to come back. If she's ready to come back sooner rather than later. So, um, yeah, I'm going all on Liv.
okay. Um, I'm still not there. I want to be there. It's
Yeah.
like X Files. I want to believe, but aside from her just taunting people backstage
yeah.
and being sneaky and uh, the no, I just don't see it as far as like in the ring.
Hmm.
She's kind of for me anyway. I know that's
Yeah.
your girl, but I'm not there on her. I hope I see something in this match that change my mind. It's not. It wouldn't be the first time. Won't be the last time. Um, and it would make sense from the sense for the viewpoint of when Rhea comes back. Then she has this to rub in her face.
Well,
But
especially if you have the wild factor of Judgment Day. Because Monday night, didn't we see Liv and Finn coming out of the same car?
I didn't remember that.
Yeah, there's a little screenshot that somebody shared. And then somebody also shared Liv having a purple handkerchief in one of her pockets during an
Uh,
interview.
One at
So,
Dominic Sandwiches.
yeah, I mean, so, we don't have Judgment Day scheduled to be there, Greg, but could you
Right.
have Finn or Dominic help her? And of course, that brings in a whole new dilemma in Judgment Day.
You're finding all the Easter eggs. I like it.
You got to find the Easter eggs, as you always say.
Right. It's very tempting argument. I mean, Becky is nothing to lose. Well, that's not the right phrase, but if she loses, this doesn't
She's still
hurt
going to
her
be
at all.
Becky. Yeah. And
She's
you
still
could almost,
Teflon around here.
and like we said, maybe change her up a little bit. Maybe make her more aggressive.
Right. So I don't know. You converted me. I'm gonna go ahead and for the sake of the
Oh,
prediction,
wow.
I'm
Now we're
gonna
both going to look bad if Becky just out retains tomorrow. So That's
Right.
fine. Good. You could be on the ledge with me. You could push me off the ledge, Greg, if we both get it wrong. I'll let you do that.
All right. It'll be my I told you so moment.
I'll be like 300. You're like, this is Sparta. You'll just kick me in the hole. But I just think, I mean, I love Becky. You know, I'm looking right here. I got 2 big Becky posters in my Steven Studio 3.0 or whatever number I'm on, Greg. But Becky's been kind of treading water, right? I mean, Becky needs something different with her right now.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think a loss, you know, maybe kind of gets her back, kind of like a Rocky, like a Rocky loss. So, um, but what about this? I don't think we're going to disagree on this one. It's
Yeah,
all
no.
Cody.
Cody all the way. Yeah.
Yeah, this is all Cody. So, I guess the big thing will be just, this is really telling for Logan Paul to keep getting these high main event or high quality slots. Well, I think this is actually what last Crown Jewel he was in the main event with Roman
Oh,
in
I think you're
November.
right.
So yeah, or maybe that there was one Crown Jewel that him and Roman main evented. So it is telling that they're definitely high on Logan Paul, and Ronda Rousey can keep crying spilt milk about it. But also, I
Yep.
think Logan is showing that he is into it. If that, like I never got that out of Ronda. I think Ronda was kind of like Brock. I'm going to get a paycheck and leave. Not sit around with the boys. And I think Ronda was not. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe we just didn't see it, but I do find him. I find Logan Paul really trying to make something with it, and I think that's why they're giving him a little more than what she got. Which, I mean, I think she was still given quite a silver plate, Greg, when you
Oh,
really come
sure.
down to it.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, this is all Cody Rhodes, and then he'll just, he's the better champion. So, are we okay with Damian Priest being left off this?
Yeah. I mean,
Because right now there's nobody really in line for him. I mean, Drew now, but I think we also have to wait to see how the King of the Ring shakes out. Which side that goes. But
right.
but he could play. Maybe he plays a part in Liv Morgan. Getting a win or something like maybe that's his way. So, yeah. But this will be at 1:00 here in the States. A 10:00 start time for you, Greg. So a little nice early early breakfast. But are you working tomorrow? You'll have to
Yep.
catch it later. So yeah.
Yeah, not till tomorrow night though, so I'll get time to watch it live.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, good. Okay. Um, let's take a quick commercial break so we can give our sponsors some love, and then we'll get right into AEW, which is cool because it's elite performance, and we can talk up the elite. So there we go. How do you like that
Hey.
segue? It only took me how many episodes of this, Greg, before I finally made that segue. Man, I am. My producer, my ear is yelling at me right now. So, but go check out Elite Performance, and here's a little shot for them. And yes, we got the big 10 match card for AEW Double or Nothing. Hard to believe, Greg. I was looking at last year's graphics. That's when we got the Pillars match. I completely forgot about that Pillars match at last year's Double or Nothing. How about that? So
Yeah.
I think we'll do some back and forth with this one, Greg. So I will let you have the honor of picking which match you'd like to predict first, and then we'll bounce back and forth.
Um,
Can you see it okay, or do you need it bigger?
well, I have a pretty good idea
Okay.
most of the matches, but we'll start with let's see, what's my favorite on this match? Well, the most intriguing match
Okay.
I think is going to be Swerve and Christian.
Okay. Start right at the top. I mean, this is Swerve all the way. I just don't see any. I'm just surprised we even have a Christian Cage in this. I mean, I'm sure we'll get the shenanigans with um, Kill Switch and Nick Wayne, but I mean, are we? I feel like we're going to see the end of Kill Switch soon with Christian Cage because it just. I mean, it's not going anywhere. So, and maybe this is the last straw. Maybe he does try to help out, and you know, but Swerve just won the title. He's had a couple defenses of it. I guess if you want, if you want to call that one Kyle Fletcher defense, Greg, who would have ever thought, that'd be the first one? Yeah, this is all Swerve for me. So, how about yourself?
Yeah, same. I like that. Christian's been one step ahead of Swerve since he was announced as the new
Yeah,
contender,
yeah,
and he's lived up to his promise that every week I'm going to take something from you, and he has. He took the dreadlock the first week. He took the mogul embassy,
yeah.
and apparently went in his house and took a picture of his family
Hmm,
and smashed him over the head with it. So
yeah.
he's been living up to what he said he's going to do, and he's got the numbers. Um, but I was very happy to see that Nana pulled up in this last Dynamite because we've been sitting there going, "Where's Nana?"
Hmm.
And I couldn't remember if Team Christian got to him, but apparently they did. But after what 2-3 weeks, see him finally make the save on Dynamite this past week
With the car.
with the car. Yeah, it was good to see him uh, because as much as we love Swerve coming out, is something missing without him there. So,
Oh yeah, yeah.
um, so I've been feeling that. I was wondering if they're going to try to get away from him,
Hmm.
but the dance is you got to have it.
Yeah.
It's part of the whole package. So hands down, Swerve's going to find a way to get to do it,
Hmm.
and it probably could be like you're saying that Nick or Killswitch get in the way while trying to help, and that's how he does it because he doesn't really have any allies in this fight.
Yeah.
So yeah, Swerve by shenanigan gone wrong.
Mhm. Yeah. How about I'll pick my most intriguing one, Moxley and Takeshita. So this is a IWGP World Heavyweight Championship eliminator match. So not the title match yet, Greg.
Hmm.
I'm very intrigued if Takeshita will go over John Moxley because not many people go over him, Greg.
Right.
But to give credence, to give credibility to Takeshita, he's got to win tomorrow. I mean, Sunday. He's beaten Chris Jericho, or no, who did he? He beat somebody very soundly. Yeah, it was Jericho. Yeah, he made Jericho tap with the
Right.
walls of Jericho or the Lion Tamer, um, which has never happened. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say Takeshita wins it. Now, whether he wins the title, Greg, I don't know. But I think to give the Don Callis family some final credibility instead of him just coming out and blah blah blah, and them just kind of there. You got to start winning something, right?
True. True.
So I will say the upset of Takeshita over John Moxley in the IWGP Eliminator match.
I'm with it. I'm with it. Because if he wins this match, then this gives us a rematch,
Yeah.
and they have time to build up to it. I'm not sure when the next big pay-per-view is going to go down.
Forbidden Door
Forbidden Door. So that's going
will
to
be
be,
in June.
oh, so that's perfect timing. Give them a
Yeah.
few weeks to build up to the rematch, and then you're going to have another banger that's going to exceed this one.
Yeah.
So I thought the same thing you did when they said it was going to be an eliminator. That Takeshi should go over on this one
Mhm.
and set up the rematch.
Yeah.
So well, I'm down with it. Takeshi's been a killer, and his matches have been better and better, and he's been doing it against higher level competition. So I'm down with it. I'm going to say
I think
Takeshi wins.
it's time to level them up, as you like to say. So
Yep.
I definitely think that. All right, which one would you like to go to next?
Um, how about our Orange Cassidy?
Mm, man, I'm. This feels like a 50. I mean, obviously they're all 50-50. Well, it feels like a toss up, right? Like Trent has been on a tear. I mean, if you really want to build him up, he's got to beat Orange Cassidy. So I will call for Trent Beretta to win. Now, I don't think Beretta wins the war, as they always say, Greg. Like, we might get a couple, maybe we'll get the parking lot brawl, as that seems to be coming. But, maybe Trent gets the first shot here. So I'm going to say
Mhm.
Trent with the win here. And I'm looking, it's kind of funny, Greg. This is our one of two matches without a title. Well, I guess three, sorry. But yeah, no title on the line.
True, true.
I was just kind of looking. I'm like, wow, we got a lot of championship matches. Night of Champions, Clash of Champions back in the day, right?
Right.
Which direction are you going? OC or Trent Beretta?
I'm gonna say Orange, just
Okay.
because Trent's, like you say, he's been on a roll
Yeah.
and on a really great heel roll, as far as he's taken out his former tag team partner, and from what they're saying, for
Hmm.
ended his career, his
Yeah.
professional wrestling career. So that's a big deal. And he's been getting the better of Orange in all their exchanges, even if it's coming in after the match and jumping
That's
him.
true. Yeah.
Uh, and so we're watching to see when Orange is going to get his pound of flesh. So I don't see where it goes from here. If Trent wins, um, maybe it fires up Orange even more, and that
Hmm.
pours more gas on the fire. Or I guess the more important thing is to see what happens with Trent if he does win.
Yeah.
Um, is he going to try to pivot uh, a champion? And I think we know how that all is going to go. So, uh,
He's not going to be AEW World Champion next month, Greg.
you know,
If we can't get Jay Uso as an IC title or a US title or we ain't getting Trent Beretta as a champion, Greg.
no, no, uh,
Maybe he needs to go for the TBS title.
and if he wins and the orange comes out, it's like, okay, we're taking it to the parking lot, because
Yeah.
that does seem to be their.
I just feel like they're going to do more than like you can't. I don't think they're just because this can't just end on a now. They'll probably do the brawling before the match starts,
Sure.
but it's gonna happen. I mean, he took out one of the best friends for the rest of his career. We can't just have a singles match to end the war between the two. So
That's true, but
you're going to go Orange Cassidy gets the first shot, the first win.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, and it's Orange Cassidy, Greg. It's hard to bet against him. I mean, look at his TNT run or his intercontinent or his international run. I mean, he
right.
was a walking wounded. He might as well had it tape. Oh, he might as well just been Bubble Boy and walked out in in huge bubbles. So I want to go to the TBS Championship though, Greg, because we've been going back and forth, and I will Mercedes. It's hard to bet against her being in her first match in AEW for a title to get revenge against Willow. But once again, maybe this is going to be a longer feud than we're thinking. So I'm gonna say Mercedes though. I've been saying it, Greg, and I'd hate to go against my word. So I'm gonna say Mercedes gets the TBS championship in her first shot. Which
Mhm.
direction would you like to go?
Well, this is the point I made last week, is that they have done such a fantastic job telling the story and creating enough doubt
in both
to
women.
where we look at it and go, maybe Mercedes won't win
Yeah.
because Willow, she stood up for herself. The
Yeah.
promo's been great. They've been fleshing out this story
Hmm.
um, greatly,
Yeah.
and giving us the backstory. Let us see what happened in Japan,
Yeah.
and you figure Mercedes' first match, her star power, all the things, and her promos. They are very spot on as far as what we know she is.
Hmm.
So it's hard to bet against her, but at
Yeah.
the same time, they've been building up Willow as this powerhouse on the other side,
Hmm.
and she's been doing the same thing with her promos and her in ring, and she just seems like you're not just gonna walk through me and take my title. So I love the balance, the counterbalance,
Yeah.
and you have serious doubt of who is going to win instead of this is going to be the uh, the coordination of Mercedes.
Hmm.
So for the record,
Yep. For the record, I tuned out after no.
Willow, baby, I'm staying
Okay.
with
Yeah,
Willow.
and I don't I can buy into, like I said, it could be a 2 or 3 match, feud between them. So
Yeah.
it won't it's all good. It might not surprise me too much if she somehow wins. So, I believe it's your turn. So we still got the Elite versus Team AW. We got the Women's World Championship. We have the Unified Trios titles, FTW Championship, International Championship, and AW TNT Championship. Where would you like to draw next, Greg?
What 6-man titles?
That one I'm very intrigued by because we have a reunited, finally, legit back Death Triangle against the
Yep.
Bull Club Gold, who are finally away from the Acclaim. So, which direction you going to go for your guys? We know who your guys are, Greg.
Yes, sir. You know what? I was so happy to see my dude Ray Phoenix back,
Yep.
and he looks jacked, man. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's just the lighting and the water they dump on themselves before they go out, but man, he looks ripped,
Hmm.
and maybe he needed to stay away and put on some muscle so he's not injured so much. But I've said a dozen times he is the best luchador on the planet,
Yeah.
and then with his brother, they are a force to be reckoned with. And then with Pat,
Hmm.
I'm taking my guys hands down.
Okay. Yeah. I think it seems too soon for them to lose their gold, but you have Death Triangle reunited. I feel like what Pac has got. He was the first international champion, so I guess he did finally get something. But yeah, I think Death Triangles do some gold. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna read with you. It's all about Death Triangle.
You know what though?
Uh,
I'm gonna
what's
give
up?
the brothers Gunn some credit
Yeah,
that like Dominic Mysterio, they've grown into their roles,
they really have. Actually. Yeah,
and
I will agree with that.
they look better now than they did a year ago, year and a half ago when
Oh
they
yeah.
were first introduced.
Hmm.
And you standing next to Jay White, they actually look like they belong now, as opposed to when they first got together.
Exactly. It looked like they were just there, like they
Yeah,
didn't. Yeah, and you wonder how much he's had backstage, like really talking to them, and obviously Billy
sure,
Gunn. And maybe they just need to, just like Dominic, you just need to find that right fit to really
right,
make them look good. So, and I mean, people love the entrance. So,
sure.
if you can get them, like if you can get them hooked on the entrance, that gets you interested in the wrestlers. So,
There you go. Yeah.
uh, FTW Championship, let's go with there. So we got Jericho, the Learning Tree. He's been coming on Instagram, our Twitter, Greg. Giving Learning Tree updates. Big Bill is doing that as well. Versus Hook versus Shibata. So, man, I this one I'm kind of torn. I feel like I just want to give it back to Hook because I'm
Mhm.
so over Jericho, Greg. But it's Jericho, and he keeps winning, so I'm going to say Jericho retains because maybe Shibata and Hook kind of come to blows and that, Jericho sneaks in there. So I will say Jericho wins. Probably gets the pin over Shibata. So maybe we could do Jericho and Hook 1-on-1 for the title down the road. But I will go with the learning tree of Chris Jericho to win the title or retain the title. What about yourself?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. Is that I think when Hook gets it back, that it should be in a one-on-one match.
Yeah,
Um, and it just makes sense that Hook and Shikabata are going to cancel each other out,
yeah,
and Jericho's going to feast on the scraps.
yeah.
Plus, I can see Big Bill while the referee isn't looking, put one of them
Yeah.
down and letting him or Jericho take the
Helping him
advantage.
out. Yep.
Um, so he's going to get involved in some way,
Hmm.
no doubt about it. Um, and it's fun to keep it on him just to see, you know, Hook spin out of control and Taz almost bite his tongue in half, not saying anything
Yep.
derogatory because he's trying to do his job.
Yeah.
And then Chris Jericho coming out with his little nameplate on the belt.
Yep.
It's just so many little annoyances
Oh
that
yeah.
when it finally goes down and Hook gets his one-on-one, that match is going to be savage, even more savage than the match that Jericho won with. So
Yeah.
it's just the build up, and I think Jericho's going to come out with this one.
Mhm. All right. We're back to you. So we still have the Elite versus Team AW Women's World Title. We have AEW International Championship and AEW TNT Championship.
All right, Osprey.
Yeah, that's it.
What's happening?
Are we calling that one? Are we both going Osprey?
Yep, both.
Yep.
What
All right.
I'm there with Osprey. I
I
think
just
this is
think
his.
all the momentum is there. You just got now. I guess there is. Do you want Osprey to have his moment now, or do you want it 2 months later? And that is my. I think I'd rather him be champion walking into All in London.
Yeah,
So
I
I
agree, hands down.
I really hope they give him the title now, but I mean we still have Adam Cole there, Greg. So maybe Adam Cole and Osprey fight in the meantime. They can circle back to it, but I'm going to pull for Osprey. I'm going to say Osprey wins.
Yep, easily. I think this is his.
Coming out.
His much needed moment to
Yeah,
win a title. Um, you know, Having a successful title defense in London was be just as good.
I think, yeah. Yeah.
Especially if it's somebody on an Adam Cole level. Imagine how that match would be. Um,
And
so
that's
yeah,
the
I
thing,
think
too. You could save him and Adam Cole for All in London,
yeah,
with the title on the line. So, how about, uh, so I guess here's the big question. Is the Elite versus Team AEW going to main event over Swerve versus Christian? Because I'm really thinking, Greg, that's going to be the main event. Is the Elite versus Team AEW?
yeah, I
I mean,
agree.
it's the
I think it
biggest
will be just
story. It makes the most sense. Maybe you have Tony Khan come back to, do something to the Young Bucks. I'm hearing rumblings. It could be Tony Khan and Jack Perry 1-on-1, Greg.
oh my god.
I know I just threw up in my mouth as I said the words, but that
Yeah.
better be on a rampage. That better be on a YouTube. No. So maybe we'll save that for the end because I think that's going to be the main event. So what about the TNT Championship? A barbed wire steel cage match, Greg. Not just steel cage, barbed wire steel cage. But I'm sure other toys will come into play. But I'm calling all for Adam Copeland to keep it. I think Malachi Black is off for other pastures sooner rather than later.
Think so?
I think it's time. Triple H is in charge. Triple H will do right by Malachi Black. Maybe Julia Hart is doing okay by herself as, the queen, the House of Black. So maybe her and Brody kind of roll together a little bit, but Because yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, Buddy Matthews. I don't know if you saw his latest Instagram or Twitter page, Greg, where he was laying on top of Rhea Ripley's best asset. Let's just say that as she was
Honestly,
panning. So, Buddy Matthews is probably back sooner rather than later. I think Adam Copeland wins here. Which direction would you like to go?
yeah, I have to agree with you. Malachi's got the best of pretty much all the exchanges until this week,
Till this week with the blood.
right? And who could see that coming? I was watching that segment and going, "Oh, here it comes! Wait for it."
At least it hit him. And we're not back
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
days of Kevin Nash and it just, completely misses you.
right. I mean, we've seen it too many times, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is what we're doing." And sure enough, there's the blood from the sky. Stephen King is influenced
Yeah.
wrestling more than he thinks.
Yeah.
Um, so it was a cool effect. Shows the dark edge
Yeah.
uh, coming out. So if you're going to give us more of that, I'm down with it.
Wait, did you call him Edge?
Yeah, oh,
No, or did you
dark.
mean his edge is dark?
uh,
Good
what
play on
the
the words.
what Judgment Day should or
Could have
Copeland should
been.
have been.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
that's the thing too. I do think Adam Copeland will become the new face of the House of Black. So I think that kind of kicks Malachi Black out the door.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. If he's gonna go down this road and stay on that road,
Yeah.
I'm with it. But I see him as this is his revenge
Yeah.
for him, Malachi, claiming his wedding ring
Hmm.
and stealing that part of his soul, so to speak.
Yeah.
Uh, and this is the way to get it back, and then we're gonna go back to Cope Opens. So if it's to make him the new head of the House of Black, I'm there. If it's not, then um, I'm saying Malachi.
Yeah.
But
And he
for
hasn't
the
won
record,
anything either. So.
I really don't think Malachi is going to win. But for the record, I'm going to say Malachi wins because that's still
Okay.
my guy.
Yeah. And I mean, and that could be a good way to get him to stick around, a
Yeah,
little bit. Because, I mean, I don't know what is, I mean, I feel like it's been about a couple of years since he's been in AEW. So you would think maybe contracts are coming up sooner rather than later. So we shall see. But all right, your turn. So we still got, what do we got left? We got the Elite and we have AEW World, Women's World. So just hit that one.
yeah. So
Coney Storm. That's all I got. I am so over Serena Deeb. She can
are
go
you?
back. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I got nothing for her.
Um, I'm I'm fascinated by this match because I love this Tony Storm.
Yeah,
She is priceless in this role.
timeless. Would you say?
Timeless,
and
absolutely timeless, priceless.
I wanted to be that towel so badly, Greg, the other night.
That
If she
is
puts that
true.
on eBay, oh my God, that thing will sell for
Oh,
hotcakes.
you're not kidding. Yeah, that was hot. Um, Serena, she's come back. She's told her story.
Yeah,
You know, near career-ending injuries and fought back and yada yada yada. But she is the killer in between those ropes, man.
hmm
So this is probably one of her few title defenses that I've looked at and go, "Ooh, how's she going to beat that one?"
yeah,
And Serena's at the top of the list of all of her challengers since she got the title. That has got me wondering: is she going to come out with it?
yeah.
So I'm going to have to go with Serena. She's
Okay,
got the personality of a wet mop right now, but I
yeah.
like the dark side, the darkness she wrestles with, and just how good she is.
hmm
The submission skills, her facials while she's wrestling, she, she is the total package in a completely different way that Tony Storm is. So Tony's had it for a good number of months, So even though that at times it can continue forever, if you ask me, but I don't see how she beats Serena in this one. So I've got to go with Serena.
Okay. Then what do you think? Which direction are you going? The Elite or Team AEW in the Anarchy in the Arena match?
I'm going with Team AEW.
Okay.
I think something big is going to happen at the end.
Yeah.
Um, the Elite have been running roughshod over, the whole show,
Yeah.
which is why this is going to be the main event. If they're going to book themselves, they're going to book themselves the main event,
Hmm.
and something's going to go down during this match. That's going to swing the tide.
Yeah.
Um, I definitely see an extra character coming out, whether
Tony.
it's yeah, let him add his 50 pounds of soaking wet into the match and
Yeah.
smash somebody with a chair. But um, something big's happening. You can just feel it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's Hangman, who we haven't seen in forever.
Hmm.
And that's my other issue with this card is that there's too many of the big stars that aren't involved in it. We just got Darby put back in it, but where's Heyman? Where's Joe? Where's
Hmm.
um, some of the other big stars in there? I guess you can't fit everybody in there because we already have 10 matches,
Yeah.
but it's lacking some star power. And where the hell is MJF?
Yeah.
So, and maybe he's the big thing that happens that if he's going to stay babyface, he swings the
Becomes
tide in this
day-to-day.
match.
Yeah.
So I'm saying with the Team AEW, just knowing that there's something big that we don't see coming yet that's going to happen.
Well, my big thing is Jack Perry winning the damn match, Greg. I'm calling for the Elite to win with Jack Perry getting the pin because if we want to build him up and make him legit,
Right.
I think he's got to get the win. And then that can lead to, unfortunately, the Tony Khan and him stuff if we go down that road. But, um, because we have Okada picking up wins left and right. He has title. You have Matthew Jackson, Nicholas Jackson as the three-time world tag team champions. What's Jack Perry done other than show up a couple times? He helped them get the title, but he hasn't won yet. So I
True.
think my big thing is Jack Perry getting the win, and then maybe that brings Tony Khan back on TV in the next couple weeks. After like you say, the Elite just running rampant. So
Yeah.
um,
And this doesn't look like the point where it ends as far as their
oh
reign of
yeah,
terror
yeah,
either.
yeah,
'Cause it's only been going for what a little over a month maybe.
yeah.
And so it probably does need some more build up before
Maybe
you
needs
get
blood and guts. Would you say?
yeah, there you go. Um yeah, definitely a blood and guts match is where this is headed.
Yeah.
Um so probably needs some more star power on the team AEW side.
Yeah.
I still hope team AEW wins, but I can see where the Elite stay in control and
Yeah.
um
Yeah. Because until we see some sort of struggle for power, I
yeah,
mean, I just don't see what. And like I said, I just think if you really, yes, and you have the Young Bucks talking for Jack Perry, but he needs to eventually prove it in the ring. So this would be the biggest win for him, you know, ever. So, but yeah. All right. Well, that is it for shows. But thank you for watching. Glad you guys were able to catch us. Um, do you think we want to try to meet Monday to like review everything for the weekend, or maybe wait till next weekend to review things, Greg? Or I mean, I guess we could talk off air about that, but just snowballing some ideas if you'd like to, because I'll be available Monday if we can, or well, if you're working,
okay.
if you're.
I know school's out now that you can sleep in for a
I know I
change.
can find, yeah. After a busy weekend, I will definitely be sleeping in a little bit on Sunday or on Monday. So, because our race day festivities, we usually wake up about 6, try to get to the track by 7:30, and just spend all day out there. So, it's a long day, but it's a fun day. So,
Cool.
Hopefully
Cool.
the rain holds off. So. But yeah, I'm excited to be the summer of Steven to get that started here soon.
Hey, there you go.
So yeah. All right. Well, thank you for watching, and of course, thank you for enjoying us. And we will talk to you guys next week.